Hey, this is Tera Lynne Fister, and you are listening and watching Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today on Zoom with Tera Lynne Fister.
Hey.
Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
This has kind of been a long time coming. Me and you like kind of go back quite a bit. I started first kind of getting to know a little bit about you and your name here in the St. Louis area through some of my buddies, Will Struberg and Lance Brunk. I know you performed with them occasionally, and so they were always it was a lot of fun to watch live, and so that's kind of where I first started noticing your name, and I've kind of been following along since then. But we never really got like hang out or have a real proper conversation, really.
Yeah, it was always like in passing, wasn't it?
Right. So that's kind of what's cool about this format is like it allows me to kind of sit and get to know you a little bit better and everything, and get to talk about your music that you're working on today. And so that's why I still I've been doing this show nearly 7 years now, and I still I just have a great time with these conversations and getting to meet all kinds of new people every day. So thank you for doing this.
Oh gosh, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So you born and raised in the St. Louis, Missouri area. That's correct.
Yes, I was born and raised in Fenton, Missouri.
There you go.
Love County, baby.
Yeah. I know you've just through online, I've noticed you're like friends with we have quite a few mutual friends, including Bobby Jaycox and a couple others. Are you is that from school or something, or how'd you
Yeah, Bobby and I went to grade school together.
There you go.
Yeah, he's we actually chit chat quite a bit, just checking in on each other, just knowing that we're both, kind of in very similar businesses. So I think it's kind of nice to have a comrade from back home, but also we keep talking about trying to get our music and his show together, and like how we could co-art it.
That'd be fun. Good night of entertainment.
He's so freaking funny.
He's one of my favorites, and I just love watching him evolve, as well as all my friends in music too. But I've been following his career since the beginning pretty much. And it's been a lot of fun to see some of the success that he's, received over the years doing it. So
he's killing it.
Oh yeah, for sure. So hopefully, he'll continue to maybe get out there and record a record or a special or something sometime soon. And because, I don't know, he's one of my favorites to watch, and it's just exciting. But yeah, check out Bobby Jaycox coming to a town near you, doing some stand-up comedy. But I'm with you. Like I love that kind of mashup. Like I've always been a big fan of music and comedy. Every time up until the last one, but I host these like birthday shows every summer for the show.
Yeah.
And I always like to involve a comedian as a host to do some comedy up front, and also just to, entertain throughout the night and stuff. So, but I love like a more like mixed entertainment like that and stuff, having not just,
I know you mean, like not just like one genre of entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. So it's nice to have a little comedy in between or something like that. But that would be a fun night. So maybe, we should make that happen sometime.
I think we should, it'd be a great turnout, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So all right, so when did music kind of come into the picture? Did you find yourself singing and writing songs very young, or was that kind of?
Yeah, my mom always joked about like one of the common phrases in our house was "Be quiet, Tara." I think just kind of came out singing, if you will.
Yeah.
It's I would say when I lived in St. Louis, I wasn't like super proactive on it. Like I wasn't in a band, or the only shows I ever did before I moved to Nashville outside of like singing at church and school and stuff was maybe like the 5 times I played with Will and Lance. That was it. So like I had never played with like a band or I had written a lot, but and especially the older I get, I always start my like writing is always way more of like a poetry thing. And then once it's done and like I've got it all in front of me, then I'll like form it to a song. But I've always been more of like a poem writer. But I've also always loved lyrics. Like I've always in high school, like all my notebooks were just full of like the lyrics of the song that was like in my head that day.
Yeah. I started writing pretty early, like, I don't know, freshman or something like that. Like somewhere in there, I started writing some stuff. I started writing some poetry and then I ended up writing for the school paper my senior year and stuff. Like, I mean, it was obviously a much different form of writing, but it was just also just being creative that way. But I don't know. Like, I wish I would have stuck with it and pursued it because I love songwriting and I wish it was something I really like got into at that point, coming out of high school and stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, it's never too late, but that's something I'm super passionate about, except for like you're saying, like song lyrics sets. I listen to so much music. And so when I do go to write something, it's all that's in my head is everybody else's lyrics already.
Stuff.
So,
yeah. Hey, well, we're all a little bit of
oh,
hello.
There we go.
There we go. We're all a little bit of everything, Sure. I always say that like no matter how new a song sounds, whoever wrote it were influenced by the 100 songs that they liked before that, It's all, you can find a little taste of everybody and everything, I think.
Yeah. So what was your first song that you feel like you call the first one you officially composed?
I think the first one I officially composed that I remember, like actually I could, like, if I had to like sit down and really reach back, the one I remember, it was something about, is it raining at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always, in my head, I always end up mixing it with that really old country song. Do you miss me like I miss you? Is it cloudy all the time? So I only remember like the first 3 lines of the song, and then it fades into this old country song. Yeah. So I don't know, but I do remember it was called "Is It Raining at Your House?"
Was that who was it? Somebody written in particular on like in mind, or is it just you talk like coming from like you think a phone conversation with a friend or something like that, or? I don't know that one. And I also remember in high school, I remember trying to write more like Taylor Swifty songs in high school. Yeah. And so I can remember one that I wrote about like my boyfriend junior year or whatever. That's really it. Yeah. Yeah. But I've got notebooks and notebooks of writing, and they are songs, but if I open them and look at them, I don't really recall their melody or anything. I hear like comedians talk about that. Like they obviously write everything down. They write a premise, anything they think could potentially be turned into a story or a bit or what, something like that. And they're able to go back and revisit that moment of like inspiration and like craft it from there. And like, do you ever like, are you able to go through some of those notebooks and find a song out of that? Little golden nuggets. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's actually pretty common. Right. You'll hear a lot of stories of people saying like, oh, I started a song 10 years ago and then here it is. I don't know. I think it's pretty common amongst us writers. Sure. So you decided to, what was the moment though? Like that you decide this is what I want to do for the rest of my life and make a run at this as for a career? I think I always knew that I wanted to do music. I say do music. I don't know if I ever really knew what capacity. I always knew I loved to sing. I always knew I loved, I loved singing in front of a crowd, and I knew I liked to write. And but for a long time, I just feel like
excuse me, it was always like the dream, it's kind of like, oh, like everybody wants to be a rock star. It was just, so when I went to college for music therapy. And I think I chose that because it seemed like a good Band-Aid for it. Like it was still doing music, but it was a real degree and it had, I could get a real job and have a paycheck and insurance. And so like, it was like, I thought it was gonna be like the cure-all pill. And I got into it and I honestly did love it. There was parts of it that really, 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 really touched me. But at the end of the day, I was like, they don't make any money because it's not, back then it wasn't considered an actual, like, doctors wouldn't prescribe it, it was like a real therapy. So it was super expensive because insurance wouldn't cover it. So you had like only specific clients and a lot of the top, like, things you're helping with are really heavy subjects, like memory loss and accidents and just, so I was like, I don't know if I have the emotional capacity to like bring that home every day.
Right.
So I graduated, I was like 21 and I was working at Dave Sinclair Ford. Shout out Dave. And I had been coming to Nashville about once a month, just kind of meeting people and going to songwriter nights and like trying to get on stage. And one night I was in Nashville and I had kind of like made a group of friends and we went downtown on Broadway and there was a guy on stage and we were just kind of like hanging out, having a good time. And he was like pointing me out in the crowd. I was like, "You're a singer." And I was like, "Yes, I'm a singer." By that time I had a couple drinks and I was like, "I'm a singer." And so he's like, "Well, come on up on stage." So he got me up on stage and I sang 3 songs and then I gave him my card. And he was an older gentleman. He was probably like 65 at the time. And I gave him my card and he like shoved a tip jug like into my hands. And he had this like super grovelly voice. And he's like, "If you like old man grovel." And he also like looked slightly homeless, but he was awesome. And he was like, "If you come back with this tip jug full, you might have a job." And I was like, "Done." So I ran the tip jug around and set it down and kind of like gave him a wink and left. And he called me about 2 weeks later and said that if I wanted to come down and play for CMA Fest, that he had a spot for me. And then, so I went and did CMA Fest with him and then went back home and he called me like 2 weeks later again and said, "If you want to move down, we've got a job for you." So I moved like a week later.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Literally.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, it's cool. Like, I mean, obviously it's the kind of you had to be prepared to perform in that situation, obviously, there's a lot of it prior to, but also it's a lot of like right place at the right time. You happen to be in the right bar that night to happen to, jump up there and not have the nerves to, say no or whatever and stuff. So
yeah, shy away or something.
Yeah.
Just not take the opportunity.
Right. But that's a cool story though, that it kind of all got the kick-started everything for you down there.
Yeah, it did. It was, and then sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, I still am shocked that my parents were like, "Yeah, great idea. Go, like, Get out of here." But they were so supportive. They were like, "Sounds good to us. Get out."
Yeah. Would you, knowing how it all worked out, I mean, like, would you do the same again? Like, you think like you were ready at the time, or do you feel, I feel like it's one of those, kind of sink or swim moments, it's like, you got to figure it out as you're doing it. Like, you just got to like, I'll figure out a way to make money and survive down here and everything. And
yeah. And also I feel like I was just young enough like you have to realize also, like when I went to college, I didn't do the whole college experience. I didn't like move away and live in a dorm and, all that stuff. I went to Maryville, which was like 20 minutes from my parents' house. And I lived at my parents' house and didn't have bills and, just like was making really good money with cars and just like, so I had like super rose colored glasses when I moved. I just assumed it was all going to be fine. Like there was never a moment of like, "Oh, but what if, or how could I, or everyone's so far away." I was just like, it's gonna be fine. Like, here we go. Yeah. I would definitely do it again. I would, there's not anything that I would super change. I think in my head, I sometimes wish that I would have moved sooner.
Right.
Like I wish that I wouldn't have, part of me like wishes I wouldn't have done the college that I did. Just because I don't even use it now and I'm still paying for it. But I don't think moving down here at 18 was a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't think moving here alone at 18 would have been a good idea for anybody involved.
Right.
So I think I needed the maturity of the extra years.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big, definitely a huge change, even though it's only 5 hours away, but it's like, especially like you're saying, moving out of your family home and everything else. And it's definitely a huge lifestyle change and got to hurry up and grow up. So,
yeah, like you said, sink or swim.
Yeah. So, but that's, so obviously things are going well for you down there. You do a lot of co-writing and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the coolest part about Nashville. I mean, obviously getting to play all the time and things too, but like just the fact that there are so many other like-minded people down there looking to collaborate and
Yeah.
So
that is, I would say that's the one of the best parts about living here that sometimes we all talk about it, like everyone, my friends and my cohorts, like we all talk about it, is the fact that like we forget until we go to the small towns, until we go home, until we play, we forget how like weird we all are. Like because we're all we're all like-minded. Like you said, it's all very creative. It's all very free thought. And, there is no like right or wrong way to make a song or write a song or whatever art they're creating, whether they host podcasts or they work in radio or they are, a boutique or they're an artist or, but everyone it seems to be everyone in Nashville is just so like-minded. And nothing seems weird to us. And then like you go to these small towns, or like I'll walk in get a coffee in the morning, and like between the tattoos and the nose rings and the hair and the dress, everyone's kind of like, "You're not from here," and I'm like, "You're right, I'm not." It's lovely though. It really is nice being around your crowd.
Yeah. I mean, I get that even here in St. Louis, like. I'm not as much for the pink hair and then the tattoos and stuff, but I just, is a big difference from being downtown St. Louis to the suburbs and stuff, even just like St. Charles or whatever. Like, you go downtown, there's all like where, you're involved in the like I used to work at Broadway Oyster Bar, and like there's so much live music there and everything. So many different creative people coming in and out all the time. And it was just like, this hub of, people like that. And like, you kind of get used to being around that group. And then like, you realize like you go back even a half an hour away, it's a whole different world compared to, so it doesn't take much. Like I said, just even just a little outside of town, it's a totally different, group of people. So, but I don't know. I think it's kind of the fun too. Like, especially having those small towns like that, I still live in my small town, but I like being close enough to the city to go down and do all the fun things I get to do.
Fun things, but still be where you're at. Yeah.
Right. So
I feel you. I don't live in like proper Nashville. Right. I live in the same county, but takes me about 30 minutes to get downtown.
Right.
So and I live in a subdivision. So it's still a little St. Louis-y to me. A little Fenton-y.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you just recently released a new single called Home, and I was super excited to sit and talk to you about this song because it really means a lot to me. So
thanks, Shane.
Yeah,
thank you.
This is all right. So well, obviously it's still very new. I mean, it's been I guess there's video surfaced a while back of you doing it live and stuff, but the official recordings and released as a single now are just a few weeks old, right?
Yeah, like I think beginning of February, something like that. Yeah.
So so it's now currently available wherever you get your digital music at, and there's a beautiful video of you doing it acoustic in your, I guess is that your living room? Or?
It's my friend's house.
Yeah. just I love that kind of just relaxed vibe, just at the center of the house kind of thing, and on the couch, and
Yeah.
so it turned out really
His name's
nice.
John Galletti. He's awesome. He's actually Jake Owen's steel player or utility player, they call him. So, but he's like during COVID, he picked up videography and he's really freaking good at it. So worked out.
But this song, little, I don't know if you followed much of my story, but I lost my mother to brain cancer in December of 2019. And this, there's a lot of lines that really hit hard the first time I heard it. And I was reading some of the comments, and it seems like several people were feeling it in the lyrics. And we lost our home. My parents split in 2004 or 2002, and then my dad tried to hang on for a while, and then didn't work out. He couldn't do it by himself, and so we lost our childhood home to foreclosure eventually, and it just so it really stinks that I don't know I don't own that home anymore and stuff, and like so there's a lot of lyrics like I wish I could go back to those days and be there and see my mom cook, like you say in the line, and like because that was a big part of me growing up was we in the kitchen, me and mom. I learned how to cook and clean from her. Dustin, my little brother, was always in the garage working with dad on cars. And so he does all the hands-on stuff. And I'd learned all the, stuff in the kitchen and things. So,
yeah.
But anyway, so there's just a lot of lines that really hit hard for me. And I wish, I wish I could go back to those days. Cause like I said, I don't have her anymore, and it's really tough. So,
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So,
well, thanks for telling me that.
Yeah. I mean, like it's, I just love, I don't know, how much of your story, is in the song or whatnot, but I do love that about songwriting that, even if it's not like this is how I interpret it, and then things like even it's open enough. Obviously you can get the gist of the song that you're reflecting on this, the home and everything and that you grew up in, but there's open enough to where people can apply it to their own stories and things. And that's just one of my favorite things. And even, I've learned like seeing enough songs, even as affecting me personally, like where it'll be one way and then like 5 years, 10 years later or whatever, I'll hear the song and it like kind of hits me in a different way.
It's another.
Yeah. It's like, cause now I'm thinking about a different moment in time. Like, so it's just like, it's interesting how a song can evolve, even though the lyrics all stay the same, but now it's takes on a new meaning for me. Yeah,
that's one of my favorite Dave Grohl quotes. He says, you can sing a song to 10,000 people and they'll sing it back to you for 10,000 different reasons.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
Yeah,
that Dave Grohl guy's pretty cool.
Oh my God, I love him. Yeah, I love him so much. Yeah. I just think he walks on water kind of way.
Yeah. He I
learned something every time he opens his mouth.
He's very entertaining. I've been talking about him a lot recently with he was on Stern Show a while back with the Foo Fighters, and they were just it was really a lot of fun, great interview. But he said was talking some crazy story about hanging out with Paul McCartney and Taylor Swift at Paul's house and stuff, and getting playing piano with them and stuff. I don't know, just like it was such a great story. But I was like, man, what a cool moment that would have been, like to hang out in that room with those people.
One day, man.
Yeah. So it would have been fun to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Amen.
So you want to play Home for us?
Sure. And I don't know if you know this, but I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer in March of 2019. So we're two peas in a pod on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I wrote that. That's actually one of the reasons I'm really excited for the music video coming out.
Yeah.
So I filmed a music video with the woman's name is Lexi Burke, and she's done all of my videos thus far. She always says that she wants to be like the what's the guy's name? The Nicholas Sparks of music videos.
Oh yeah.
Like she loves her a good little cute romantic thing.
Yeah.
She does a good job though. So we filmed it back at my sister's house in Arkansas a couple weeks ago, and Lexi just sent me the finished product as of like 3 days ago. So I sent it to my PR girl, and we're trying to get some feelers out to get it released.
There you go.
So that should be in your hands sometime soon.
Can't wait.
All right. So this is home.
It's been ages since I've been back. I pulled into the drive with all the cracks. Found my keys and unlocked that door. Saw my mama standing there, dog laying on the floor. There were no worries, there was nothing but time. My daddy left at 7 and was home by 5. My brother gone away and my sister was in love. I was wearing the clothes she grew out of. You never think there will come a time when getting home means a 5-hour drive. No brother crossed that hall, no sister downstairs. My daddy in his socks in a rocking chair. You know, growing up, it's always part of your plan. You want bills in your name and rings on your hand. You never think you're gonna miss those times until that house is sold and now a stranger calls it mine. Oh, I'd go back if I could. I'd pull into that house, I'd watch my mama cook. I'd set the table while I spilled a drink. Then we'd say our dinner prayer and laugh while we eat. But you never think there will come a time when getting home means a 5-hour drive. No brother crossed that hall, no sister downstairs. No daddy in his socks in a rocking chair. It's been ages since I've been back. The strangers fix the drive, there's no more cracks. There's some kids in that front yard I don't know, but their mama's standing there and their dog's on the porch.
Yeah, good song.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I wrote that one by myself, so I'm pretty proud of that
Oh,
one.
there you go. Yeah. I read you on the YouTube description. You said you wrote it in the house before your parents sold it or something. Is that right? Or
No,
something like
I
that?
wrote
or wrote it about that moment.
the whole reason that thing happened was that, how do I put this on like do not disturb or something? There's got to be a way. But anyways, whole reason that song came about is because my parents called and basically said like, hey, the time's come, we're going to sell the house. Or we're going to put the house up for sale, like see what happens, one of those moments. And I was like, And for some reason in my head, I had very much told myself like this was it. Like my parents were going to be there forever. Like I was going to be able to take my kids there, and we're all going to have Thanksgiving for forever there. And I had like already wrapped my head around this, that was the plan. And so when they told me, I was just distraught. Like I was embarrassingly mad about it. Didn't say anything to them. You know, it was not my position, but on the inside, I was just like, what the heck, guys? Like, come on now. And then it sold so fast that I never really got to go back and be like, give it the like, thank you, you know, like the goodbye. So that song, I just sat down. I was in Nashville, and I was in my old house, and I just, it just kind of fell out. It didn't fall out in that order. It was more of like remember in high school when they would, or in English class, they would do like free writes.
Sure.
And it literally it was more so, I guess everything in my head was just going like, so it really just came out as just thoughts, I guess. And then it turned into a poem. But the more and more I looked at it, I had a really hard time turning it into a song because I couldn't find what I like wanted the chorus to be. It was more so just like word vomit.
All right.
But after a year or two, it kind of wrapped itself around.
Yeah. I mean, even that, like, it doesn't have like that big, chorus kind of moment. Like it's heartfelt enough. Like it's true. You know, these are real words, like really what you were experiencing and feeling at the time. So that can go a long way than a big, sing along kind of thing. And, so
yeah.
I appreciate that too. Like that's kind of the fun about a song. It doesn't really have to be there's verse, chorus, whatever, but like there's, there are some people believe formats and things, but like it also can just like be whatever you want it to be too. So, but I think it works well. And it's like I said, it really like moved me, and your guitar playing on it, just, real pretty, just, so it's very well done, and I really like it a lot, and I'm glad that's out there now for everybody to experience. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I could ever ask for.
Yeah. So you again, check out the live video and keep an eye out for the official music video coming soon. And if you aren't already, you need to be following Tera at everything's I Am Fister, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
All my social media, you can find me anywhere at I Am Fister or IamFister.com.
There you go. Check it all out. This and also I want to say before we there's a cool moment at the end of the song on the recording with the voicemail that was and that just like seal the deal for sure, like just like it's a really
the toughie
thing. Yeah. I wish I had that. I don't really I had a habit of just deleting everything, like keeping my phone space, my storage down and stuff, just deleting voicemails when I was done. And now I regret that. I wish I had those, and like, I do have, like, there was a moment, Mom, I always kept trying to get her on this show. Like years and years ago, I saw Kevin Smith, the filmmaker at the pageant. And he talked about, that he likes to record a lot with his mom and his friends, and just have like preserve these conversations and stuff, and have these things like, so I don't know, really hit, and like I always pushed to want to do more of that. And I kept putting it off for a lot of them. Like I wanted to have like stuff with my grandparents, and they had already passed. And then like, and then I kept trying to get Mom to do it, and she's always like, I don't know what I would talk about. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be anything. It's just us hanging out. And so she did sit in on one. So I have like she just kind of sat back and, enjoy watch the show live there, but she didn't. I think she said something on the mic, but so I have like one little moment of her talking on this show. But it's cool that you have that. I'm assuming that's your mom, right? At the end of the.
Yeah, she is my mom. You're right.
Right.
Well,
So.
When we had like finished the song and finished recording the song, and we were listening back to it in the studio, and I was just like, we listened to it, 3 times or whatever. And I was like, it just is missing something. I was like, I don't know what it is, And one of my favorite parts about the recording of the song is the like super spacey steel.
Mhm.
It's I don't know, the steel just like moves the whole song. I feel like it really carries it all on the cloud. And so we had that long ring out at the end. And we didn't know why, but for some reason we had this ring out go for like, it was like 30 seconds, which when you really think about it is a long time in a song. And finally I was laying on the floor and I was like bouncing my head off the floor. And I was like, can we put people's voice? And I was like, how do people get like voicemails on their songs? Like, how does that even work? Because when I recorded that song, I was really my first time, like really, really, really being in a studio, like hardcore being in a studio, like everyday type thing. So I really didn't know how much of it worked. I didn't know all the magic yet.
Yeah.
And so the guy, the engineer, his name's Tom. He was like, yeah. He was like, well, like, just like airdrop it to me. I was like, you can airdrop voicemails? So I did, and he slapped it in there. I swear to God, it was like 45 seconds. It was done.
Yeah.
And then we played it through one time and just everybody in the room just started sobbing. So yeah, it really put the bow on it.
Yeah, for sure. There's a cool song, Blue October. I don't know if you ever listen to those guys.
Yeah, they did that. Hey, me today.
Yeah. Well, there's in that song, there's a voicemail from his mom, and like just calling, checking in on him and stuff. And like, and it's like, again, it's such a heavy moment. Like, yeah, it's like, man, like it just, so it's cool. Like, because it's, let alone it's like, it's this, universally accepted thing, but like that moment in particular makes it like so personal and stuff. Obviously having your own mother on there, and like, and you would just we all connect to that because it's just a beautiful thing. So, but yeah, I really like that effect of it. It was a really nice touch. And like I said, put the bow on it for sure. So
thank you. And we have it forever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, very cool. I'm guessing, I don't know. So that's one, like, especially having, knowing the story now and knowing what it means. Like, I bet I don't know. I just don't know how I would be able to do that live, like performing it out. Like, it just kind of be hard to keep yourself composed.
I think it's like day by day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm really like, sometimes when I know it's going to happen, like I know it's coming in a set list or something, I can be really good at like compartmentalizing it, kind of like putting it in the box and being like, okay, like we're just doing a job right now. And then other times it's like, this was a terrible idea.
Yeah. All right.
The older the song gets, the more it's like, seriously, is there a way to I don't do Zoom a lot.
I don't know. I'm not positive. I'm usually on my computer doing it, so I'm not.
Yeah, my computer audio is terrible. But the
you say it gets easier with time a little bit.
Yeah, the farther away I get from it, the easier it is to perform.
Yeah.
Yeah, the easier it is. But there was even in the studio trying to present it to the guys, it'd be like, hey, here's the song, this is how it goes. This is what I hear. This is what I would like to have happen at this moment. Even just like the first time I ever played it through, like just sitting in the studio to them, I was just like, little girl lost. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the further removed I am, the easier it gets. It still has the same sentiment. I still feel it. Like it still, like moves my insides, but it's not like raw emotion.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely days where, where I can talk about it or I can, whatever, like I don't get as emotional, but then all of a sudden, like I'll be, usually it's something like, The Voice or This Is Us or something like where they share.
Oh my gosh, This Is Us is a murderer.
Yeah. Like every time I something happens and I'm like, really, there's some, they know how to do it though. But the same thing on The Voice, like they always have a sad story and like, it always gets me. And I just like, I'll get emotional. That they have their, either they lost their mom or their mom's there supporting them and stuff. Either way, it's like, it still gets me in the feels and stuff. So
there was a point in time where like, I'd be like walking through Target and I'd see like a mom and a daughter, like picking out dish soap. And I'd be like,
right.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's tough.
Part of life.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, grief and all that is it's tough. It's something, you know, again, I don't know that it's something you never get over, but you learn how to cope with it every day and stuff. But yeah, so enough sad stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's
sentimental stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's let's so you let's see. I Understand was your previous single, correct? Like
Yes.
And this is another fun one. These two have both like been on repeat last couple of days as I was getting ready to hang out with you and stuff. But I Understand is another. It's I don't know. It's more of a sing along, especially at the end. You know, it's like you can.
It's a community song,
right? So this is a fun one for sure. You brought, I guess you do you work with a lot of the same people to help on home, or was it some different players on this one?
I had some different players. I can just tell you about the song. So this song I wrote with another artist. His name's Grandman Caro, and then a hired gun guy who's done like everything in the music industry you can possibly think of. His name is John Bollinger. He's mostly guitarist, but he's kind of a multi-instrumentalist. He has played for everybody under the sun. He is actually the guy who ended up hiring me for that when I did the background vocals on Real Country. He's awesome. So I was what I'm getting at is it was like I was super excited to write with him. I was like, oh my God, like this guy's like, he can make things happen. Yeah. And so we got into the write, and all three of us were just kind of looking, or we were friends to begin with. We're better friends now, but we were a little more than acquaintances when I got there. So it was comfortable. You know, it wasn't like, oh God, like, oh, I'm going to this write. I don't know if I'm ready. It was comfortable. Got in there. We all kind of looked at each other. It was probably September of the pandemic or so. So like, a lot of craziness had happened, all the stuff about, you know, the election was going on and like, all the hate crimes are going on and just all like, I mean, the thick of the pot. And we were just talking about, like, you know, this is just like, you just don't know what to do. Like what, you know, what's the right move and what's comfortable and what's not, and what's right and what's wrong. And just started talking about how like from person to person, we'll never actually know like what their experiences. Like we might have our perception of it. We might think we saw or think we know what happened, but we don't know anything that's going on inside that person's heart or mind or soul and how things have affected them. And we all kind of talked about it, like, yeah, you know, it was like, well, what can we do? Like, what are we able to do about any of this? Like, and we all just came to the conclusion, like, the only thing we can do is just be there, like, just be an ear, just be a voice if they need it, and, you know, a shoulder to lean on, and all the cliches you can think of. So that's how I Understand, I'll Never Understand came about. Wrote that. And as soon as we were done writing it, it was like, we've all just kind of looked around the room and was like, think we got one, boys. Like, think this is a good one. So I went to the studio right away. Different studio than my previously recorded stuff. I was in a studio, well, technically same company, different studio. It's called the Amber Sound and run by Matt Poole. And I had my friend Jake Hott, he's a bass player. John, the singer or the songwriter that was with us, he played guitar and steel. Had my friend Al Wilson play the drums. And we just jammed. We just tried to put our hearts into it and really capture what the words were trying to say, and, you know, put a lot of music in there, but leave space for the feelings. And I don't know, it came out beautiful. Freaking love that song.
Yeah.
I understand, I will never understand what you're going through. I can't imagine what this world has put on you. One thing's for certain, it hurts me when you're hurting, so I'll do what I can. But I understand, I will never understand. My world's on fire, we're watching it burn right before our eyes. we'll never see the light if we keep the windows boarded and stay stuck inside. Well, we're scared and confused and we don't know what to do, so we just watch it fall. Trying to make sense of something that don't make no sense at all. I understand, I will never understand unless you talk to me. It's the only way to learn, 'cause you can't believe what you see on TV. And one thing's for certain, it hurts me when you're hurting, so I'll do all I can. Oh, but I understand, I will never understand. And maybe that's the way the change will start. You can see how all the pieces fit as they fall apart, as the whole world falls apart. I can't imagine what this world it has put on you. One thing's for certain, it hurts me when you're hurting, so I'll do all I can. I understand, I will never understand. Oh, I understand, I will never understand.
Yeah, it's definitely a powerful song too, and but yeah, really great message there. And I didn't realize you know, all that was going on. So it's cool to hear that story to go.
Yeah, that's
with
a pandemic song. That's a 2020 song.
Yeah, there you go. Which I feel like, you know, there's going to be so many great records coming out of coming out this year and
there's
stuff.
gonna be it's like a joke. We'll be like, oh, there's so many babies and records coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people had a lot of off time to write, and and there was obviously, like you're saying, there was a lot of things to pull from. There was just a lot of life happening last year. So, but yeah, crazy stuff. Like you're saying, there's a lot going on, and obviously it's been very well documented. 2020 was a wild one.
We're going in the history books, kids. We made it.
Yeah. Again, you can find Tera, more of her music wherever you're getting your digital music at today and stuff, and click follow along so you can get notified when you get more stuff, more singles and music coming out and stuff. So,
yes, please.
Yeah. But you do have a live show. You remember what it's like doing that stuff? Remember live music?
Vaguely, but fondly.
Right. April 3rd, you will be back up here in Missouri, in Dittmer, Missouri, at Wicked Pony Ranch, and this is kind of a, were you saying a summer concert series, Chuck's Boots?
Yeah. So Wicked Pony Ranch is actually, it's more well known as a wedding venue, but the owner is looking to do a summer concert series every year. So she's had a stage built and just all the great things. So Chuck's Boots in Fenton, Wicked Pony Ranch in Ditmer, and then Tower Music also in Fenton. They all kind of got together and they've created this magical little event. So me and my band are going to be kicking off the first of the year. It's in April 3rd. It's a Saturday. Music starts at 7. They're going to have, there's an opening band, Merrimack Valley Ramblers. They're like a bluegrass get down that will be opening for us. There's going to be some great food there. Lots of barbecue, drinks, good music. It's supposed to be beautiful as of right now. I think it's supposed to be like 70 degrees and sunny. Yeah. So it's an outdoor venue. There is if rain gets weird, there is somewhere where we can move it into, a barn we can move into. But as of right now, it's an outdoor thing. And you come and bring whatever you want to lay on, a blanket, a chair, and come hang out.
Yeah.
Listen to some live music, and we'll be going till it feels like we should stop.
Yeah, that's and that's gonna be cool. I mean, it's nice little kind of hometown throwdown there for sure. So
yeah, and they've got next month there'll be Chapel Heart, which is like a CMT Next Women of Country, one of their bands. 3 girls from Mississippi who are just absolutely killer harmony singers, and they're lightning bolts on stage. So yeah, we've got quite a few people coming up this year for you guys.
Yeah, you're pretty good friends with them, right? You post a lot of stuff with them.
We met him 2 or 3 years ago, and we just stayed friends, and we kind of help each other, figuring out this crazy music industry without, when you're doing it on your own, it's you open doors and climb through windows.
Yeah.
So we've been helping each other back and forth, and I've been in a handful of their music videos, and they've been in a handful of mine, and we're just tag teaming this thing to the top.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool to make those friendships along the way like that. So yeah, getting help each other out. Well, Tera, I got a couple of questions I've been having fun asking. These are all right. So the day comes along, we have a Tera Lynne Fister action figure.
Woo!
What would be, I'll let you either choose, I have fun with the pull strings. If you have quotes that you think would be good, because I watched Toy Story. That's what helped inspire.
Right. There's somebody's poison in the water hole.
Or your accessories. What do you think would be better for you?
Probably accessories.
Yeah. What's your 3 accessories that are be coming with your Tera Lynne Fister action figure?
Probably my rings, bunch of rings.
Yeah. Are those any of those guys?
I probably have different color wigs.
Yeah.
And different kind of what would be a good one? Probably my Doc Martens, like several different colored Doc Martens to choose from.
There you go.
Oh, probably my guitar. Duh.
Maybe.
Different guitars. Yeah, let's go with rings, guitars, and wigs.
There you go.
This isn't a wig, but
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean.
So how about this? And when we have a Tera Lynne Fister biopic, who would you like to see cast to play you in the movie version?
Oh wow, I've never thought about this. Blake Lively.
Yeah.
I love her.
That'd be cool. Does she sing?
We'll find out.
Yeah. She's gonna.
If I had to pick a known singer, I'd pick Elle King. Just because she's a badass.
Oh yeah, definitely badass. Well, her and Miranda just did a track together, right?
Yeah, I think it's called Drunk or something like that.
Both of them are badass. Yeah. All right. What about? Is there a movie or a TV show you wish you were in? Like, is there a certain world you would like to be a part of?
Something world. I've always been a huge sucker for Sex in the City.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've been getting really into Schitt's Creek too. I love their
good.
comedy in that show. So
Yeah.
present day, I'd probably pick Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you, do you see yourself like just
In Moira.
just another friend in the town, or do you want to be one of the characters, or
I would want to be
Yeah.
Moira's best, like her sister.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fun.
If I could be Moira's sister, I'd be good.
She is so good on that show, and I mean
She's hilarious.
everything she does, but yeah, especially as
It's
Moira.
it really is brilliant. Like I need to learn her actual like real life name.
Yeah,
I don't know who she is as an actress, but by God,
Catherine
she's great.
Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, that's her name.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's the mom in Home Alone. She's in Beetlejuice.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's in everything.
It just blew my mind.
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah. She's been in a lot of great movies and stuff. There was she's been acting with Eugene also for a long time, like in Best of Show and stuff. Like there's a lot of movies that they were part of together and stuff. Like it's kind of this comedy troupe and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see those two as a couple in the series and stuff. But
yeah, they're great. God.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I tried to watch it one time prior, like a while ago, and I could not get into it. And for some reason, this go around, I'm just like, how did I not see the brilliance?
It was definitely a little slow burn. The first season it's a lot of character development. So if you can stick with it, like it pays off. Like it's those characters are so strong, and you get so invested in everything in that town. But
I've even started doing the like, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. There's so
what are you doing, baby?
Me and my wife Stacy, we like every weekend we got together and stuff. We'd probably knock out 5 or 6 episodes or something like that. And then we were so excited when the new season was on Netflix. And we were like many other people, like didn't follow along from the very beginning, but we were so glad. We're so glad we got hip and when it was on Netflix and caught up with everything. But hopefully they do some kind of I don't know, movie or some kind of, something where we can revisit and connect with those characters again sometime.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, definitely. You, what about dream duet or collaboration? Is there somebody that
dream duet? Dream duet would my dream duet of people who are still alive would probably be Dave Grohl.
Hell yeah.
I would say Willie Nelson. I think I just want to hang out with Willie Nelson.
Sure.
Like, I think just hanging out with him and like singing along would be great. I don't have to actually have a duet with him, although I wouldn't turn it down. But I think if I had to like pick one today, I'd probably pick Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
And then as far as what was the other part you said?
Or collaboration, if there's a
collab, I would love to do with El King. I would love to do El King and Dave Grohl, and then Willie Nelson if I had the chance.
Right, new super.
And I would like to write with Casey Musgraves.
Yeah, that'd be there's some heavy hitters for sure. I think Willie. I think like you're saying, I think it would just be fun to hang with a guy and hear some of those stories and
just like shut up and listen.
Yeah, and but even Dave, Dave's been doing it for a long time, and he's seen it all. So again, he's a guy that I'm sure has got stories for days like that too. So but yeah, they I don't know, especially like those early Nirvana days and everything. I don't know, it'd just be interesting to hear.
Well, he's just like he's been involved in like everything you can be involved in, everything. And he's just like he seems so genuine. All of his interviews and everything.
Yeah, right.
It just seems incredibly just sweet and real. Yeah,
I agree. It definitely seems very likable. Like you could just be a best friend kind of thing. So
yeah,
which is fun. What's a song that always gets stuck in your head, or most current song stuck in your head?
The most current song stuck in my head. Probably I've been really digging on this girl named Charlotte Sands, like sand on the beach. She's a pop girl. She's been I don't know, she's got this like early 2000s rock thing, but she's a great singer, but she's also got this like new age pop thing. And then in her writing, she's really rhythmic in her writing, which is something that I like. It's almost like some of her songs are almost on the verge of like rappy. She's not rapping. Yeah. It's still singing, but it's so quick. I just really appreciate her rhythm and her words.
Yeah, very cool.
It's music that my brain doesn't compute. Like I don't write like that. I don't write music like that. I enjoy being in the room and collaborating with people who write like that. But I don't ever sit down by myself and write like that. So when I hear it from someone close to my age, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Wish I'd written that.
Yeah.
So yeah, check her out. Her name, she's got blue hair. Her name's Charlotte Sands.
There you go. I mean, that's a lot of why I ask, because like it's fun for me to discover new artists that I don't know. I mean, I tend to just get kind of stuck in my own little world listening to the stuff I like. It's hard for me. I do enjoy through this show discovering new music all the time, but even that, I still listen to a lot of my friends' music and stuff. So I don't always. So there's always new stuff to discover. So it's fun to hear.
I feel like I get in those like ruts, and it's not a rut, but I get on like I'll chew on one bone for a really long time,
right.
And then I wake up one day and I'm like, I haven't listened to it. Like I need something new in my life. Like I need something,
yeah.
And I won't even know what it is. And finally, like within a week, I'll be like, okay, this is the new thing to chew on.
Right.
Yeah.
You well, so what's next for Tera Lynne Fister? Are you working on a record or an EP or what's
Yeah, I've got a handful of songs that I've written in the past year or so that I've think I've kind of really honed my head around, and these are the ones. And this whole year is just going to be putting out music and putting out videos, and there's a couple cover songs I really want to do. So yeah, I'm slowly getting back into the studio, but definitely getting back to playing live. This whole year will be rinse, wash, repeat of writing, performing, recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is exactly what I welcome. What more do I want?
Yeah, for sure. Living the dream right there.
I am, damn it.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you, and I'm proud to watch, you chasing this dream and living it out and getting to do the thing, so it's
Thank you so much for having me. Seriously,
this was
I am
fun.
So grateful.
Yeah, I'm really glad we made it work, and I'm excited to see you in the flesh on the 3rd, because I'm going to try to make it out there and party with you and sing along.
Come have a hoedown with us.
Yeah. Stacy just did. She just went to Chuck's Boots and got herself some new boots with her stimulus check. Her Uncle Joe sent her some money, so she went out and bought some new boots, and so maybe she'll want to show those off that night and
good for her.
Come out and do some dancing.
There's not a whole lot of better days than the days you get new boots.
Yeah. She spotted them, and we went to Nashville, or stopped in Nashville for the night on the way down to the beach last year. And she spotted them at some boot store down there, and she'd been eyeing them, thinking about them for a whole year. And
I'm so glad you didn't buy them here. They're so expensive on Broadway.
I mean, they were expensive here.
Pro tip for people going to Broadway: don't buy the boots there. Take a picture and find them at home.
Right. But she'd been thinking about them, and she finally got them, so she's happy.
Hell yeah, good for her.
Yeah. But maybe she'll want to show them off and do some dancing and stuff. So it'll be a fun night out for sure. But yeah, Tera, thank you for doing this, and be sure to follow along again at everywhere you I am Fister, iamfister.com. Hope to see you soon, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Shane.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.